All right. What a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's another episode of You Ain't Shit for Watching. Today's episode, we having a conversation about the Gene family because they definitely ain't shit. So, we have a lot of developments with the case. As most of you know, Amber Geiger is an individual who walked into a black man's home. She claims it was she thought it was her home. She was just confused. She just happened to walk to the fourth floor, not the third floor, walk past 16 doors, all with the four on them, walk into the wrong house that has a completely different set of locks on it, different layout, and then shoot the man who lives there. She was very confused, apparently. Um, but ultimately, she was convicted. So, Black America felt like justice was served. However, during the court case, um, to quote a jury, Botham Jean's family just displayed their level of Christianity and let them know that Botham was such a sweet, kind, and forgiving person that he wouldn't really want vengeance. Therefore, they took that into consideration when they went and set a sentence time frame for her. So the prosecutor wanted 28 years. They could have given her life. They could have given her the death penalty. Instead, they chose to give her 10 years because they felt that Botham wouldn't really want that type of vengeance. So we're going to talk about that and the issues that surround it um, tonight on You Ain't Shit for Watching. I'm your host, Donnie, part of the Habitual Line Steppers. Come check us out on the Black Dimension. We stepping out there. Cat, please introduce yourself.
Hello, hello, and glad to be here once again on the YouTube channel. You ain't shit for watching. I'm Kev, and I am a black man being brutally honest. I have a YouTube channel myself, so please check me out. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, my channel, Black Men Being Brutally Honest, and the Roger Report with Roger Stevens. We are the habitual line steppers. Anyway, I covered this one kind of good on my channel. Not just the whole John. Let me correct you real quick. It's John Donnie. Um, I covered this one pretty good, and I know pretty much in depth the details of this case. There were plenty of pieces of evidence out there to me that would suggest that Amber Geiger is not being authentic when she had those crocodile tears during the courtroom during her testimony. Just check out her Pinterest account. The screenshots are out there. There are articles. I mean, she said a lot to indicate that she didn't mind shooting people, and it's just so funny that she shot someone. I mean, she and not only Botham John, but she was involved in a shooting, but that guy didn't die. But Botham John did. One thing that people do not get is the fact that you are a trained police officer, Amber Geiger. You are trained, especially for your observational skills. So, how did Amber Geiger not only went mistaken the wrong apartment, she went on the wrong floor as well? It's like, I mean, that mistake could be made, but the chances of her walking, like, I can always tell when I walk into my place. I mean, I'm serious. I've never made the mistake of walking into somebody else's place thinking it's mine. Um, the trial revealed the details that she was actually in her phone at the time. Well, they say that she was in her phone, exchanging racy text messages with one of her police compadres, and they were very racy as well. So, but she claims that it was a 15-hour shift, and then she was tired. Nobody. I don't give a damn what nobody says. Nobody's that tired. But she was subsequently found guilty of murder, and she was given a super light sentence of 10 years. Um, it is theorized that because the Johns were so soft, in their words, toward Mrs. Geiger and expressed such sympathy and the here's the key word, forgiveness. Forgiveness came from, in particular, Brant John and the dad. Brant John asked to give her a hug. He explained his reasoning for that being that you don't know what she's going to do to herself in jail. She's going to commit suicide. Uh, she may hurt herself, um, and all that other stuff. Now, me personally, if you kill anybody that's close to me, I'm not going to give you a hug in the court. I'm just that's just me. I'm just not going to do it. And based on the circumstances, if it were Botham John, if it were Botham John that had mistaken Amber Geiger's apartment for his own and had put two bullets in her, it would question. There would be no forgiveness. There would be no forgiveness. There would be no Geiger family hugging Botham John, the defendant, in the courtroom. No, nobody. I mean, he would have been labeled a criminal, a hardcore killer, a monster. And then with Amber Geiger being a cop, oh, that'd have made it 3 times, 4 times worse. Botham John would have been a poster child for just destruction. There would have been no forgiveness. So I guess in this show, without taking up too much time, we're going to explain. Me taking up too much time. I'm sorry, Danny. I might have talked a little long.
No. You go ahead. I'm trying to set
Uh,
up some stuff so that it works out.
okay. And you got to be thinking it. You got to be wondering, why would the Jean family put on a show of forgiveness? We just it's the messages that put out there is that we are like, and due to the history of this country, because let's just say it like this. Let's put that out there. The Jeans are from Saint Lucia, so there is a bit of a detachment of from the American, the American black experience. But murder, you
Go
know,
and say the go and say it. People that come from an immigrant background are, and not all. My girl is an immigrant. She don't bug dance like that. But a lot of people that come from an immigrant background, when they come to America, they do a lot of bug dancing for white people. They
yeah,
come with the mentality that they are special, different, and they don't. They're not like you black people, you Akatas, all that other bullshit that they want to call us. They come with that mindset, and as you see, these people came in with that mindset, wanting to hug and be best friends with somebody who just murdered their son.
dude. One thing that I do have a problem with is they saying that we're sure that both of them would have wanted to forgive, wanted us to forgive Amber Geiger as well. I mean, how do you know he's dead? He can't. You can't possibly know. I mean, it's just without it's like, so what you think is more of, Donnie? Do you think they just have a lack of understanding for history, or they just wanted to make nice with with racist people, racist whites?
I think there's a lot of things going on. A lot of this case revolved around Christianity, which uh and for anybody who knows, I'm not a Christian and I don't advocate Christianity for a multitude of reasons. But one of the problems I have with Christianity is it's pushed that black people are supposed to take abuse, supposed to be berated and beaten on every level of everything. And the only response that we have is to turn the other cheek, let go and let God. I can't co-sign that shit. So the entirety of this case, this is pretty much all they did. They talked about forgiveness, let go, let God. You saw the brother come up there and basically tell Amber Geiger if she gives her life over to Christ, all is forgiven.
Well, I will say that growing up in the church, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's turn the other cheek. It's love thy neighbor. It's forgive your enemies. Which is all well and good, for living in a civilized society. I mean, just to, and I'm talking about this is just to be a level head in the first place, and to not cross out your neighbor, by doing something as heinous as killing them, and expecting, and then turn around and expecting to be forgiven and everything to be okay. It's like they're teaching, your opposing side to get out of jail free card. And the biggest problem that people have, and one of the biggest problems I had with it, is um, that it taught me that I had to put up with everyone's crap. It's like you should, and you shouldn't have to. It's a doctrine that that tells you that you have to take bullying. You have to take you have to take everyone's crap and never have a like or response just so you can get left alone.
Take
It
this ass,
teaches you to be a punching bag.
take this ass with me because that's what the Lord wants.
Yeah, the Lord. Like,
The Lord was carrying flaming swords and and Jesus whooping people's asses in this church. But we gotta turn the other cheek.
Mm,
So let me play this clip, and I don't know if you've seen this, but this is what I was talking about earlier, where the jury basically came out and said that the cause of them sentencing Amber Geiger for 10 years was because they felt a level of sympathy for her, right? She came in there with the crocodile tears, and um, they basically fell for it hook, line, and sinker. But what pushed them over the edge was the family talking about Christianity and how Botham wouldn't have wanted that and everything else. So I'm gonna let you hear it, and then you tell me what your takeaway from it is.
mm.
All right, I'm gonna play it now. All
Thing
right,
about how his
can you
family
hear it?
talked about him,
Yes, yes.
just the light in their life. Him, he seemed like just the light in their lives, and he was kind and just caring and forgiving. And I told everyone, I was like, I'm really having a hard time with this because we all agree that it was a mistake, and I don't think I don't think Bo would want to take harsh vengeance. I think he would want to forgive her. And I didn't feel like I had any right to speak for him, and he isn't there to talk for himself. But listening to how people talked about him, I felt like he would forgive her.
They asked for 28 years, and I'm going to be honest and true. I was like, I can't give her 28 years. A lot of people are not happy about the 10 years, but I felt like, for this case was not like any other case. You can't compare this case to any of those other officers killing unarmed black men. Those officers that killed unarmed black men, when they got out, they went back to living their lives. Amber Geiger, ever since she killed that man, she has not been the same. She showed remorse, and that she's gonna have to deal with that for the rest of her life.
Can I give her a hug, please?
Can I give a listen, 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 black people, stop this bullshit. Stop this bullshit. Y'all will look for any excuse to give white people a pass.
Mm-hmm.
Any fucking excuse to give white people a pass. And that's exactly what this chick did. She had the nerve to say that these other options is gonna get out and go about their lives. But Amber is not, because she got in there and did some fucking crocodile tears. I
Why these motherfuckers acting like they're the Grinch on Christmas Day? Their hearts grew 3 sizes bigger. Like, what the hell? I couldn't give her 28 years. What? No, I mean, I couldn't have gave her 28 years either. I'd have gave her ass life. She killed that man. Her first instinct as a police officer with a gun was to kill that man. That conversation couldn't have been more than 2-3 seconds.
And this nigga out here hugging this. Ain't that about a bitch? He hugging her on national TV.
Hugging, dude. We making a fool out of ourselves. Because I mean, okay, let me put it like this: if she was worth a hug, she'll at least carry out her sentence. If she was really remorseful, if she was really sorry, she wouldn't be looking for an appeal.
What did you think about the white juror's statements where he said because he got real friendly, he called that man Bo as if he was buddy with him. He just got to know him over the course of that trial, and he felt good enough to call him Bo.
Bullshit.
What the family said about him, and based on how he felt about Bo, he felt
his way out.
Wouldn't.
It was his. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No,
I'm saying he felt like Bo wouldn't want to give her that 28 years she was really finna get.
No.
Finna get that work.
Well, wherever Bo is right now, he's there for eternity. But I think that this was just a white guy looking for a way out.
So you feel like that was his excuse, even though her family did go up there and do the buck dancing.
Using the John family as a way out and saying I got to know Bo throughout the trial. I mean, what did you get to know? All you were purpose in doing was getting to know the evidence and everything that's been all over. Like what the? I'm just saying he was just looking for a way out. You know, is the same baseline code understanding that they have.
That man.
Now the woman. Now you can be a bit shocked at what she was saying. Like as far as you would be surprised. Like if you look at it through a clear set of eyes, unfiltered, you would be surprised at the way, at the lack of code that she had. Now it was like the two sitting in the room was a compare and a contrast. There was the white man was on code and the black woman wasn't. I mean, how can I sit up there and just give her 28 years? She was truly remorseful.
I couldn't, when I first heard that shit, I said, you know what, this it's a nigga out here fighting for you when that Asian man knock you upside your head. I can't wait for the day that we see the clip and they be like, yeah, we want the outrage. Nah, Bo would want you to turn the other cheek.
Yeah. No. I mean, they want us to go in there and, no, and then they don't even want us to do that. So, sorry, that was a little side note. But, Bo, why are you speaking for a dead man? Why is everybody all of a sudden, they want to speak for a dead guy?
That's what killed me. You want to go
Bo from John right now, he knows the truth of everything. I mean, so wherever he is, he knows the truth of everything. So I wouldn't be speaking for both. Period.
Let's look at this from a logical perspective, right? At the end of the day, there hasn't been a clear-cut case of a white supremacist being caught in the act. There just simply isn't. This is a white woman who she was in police uniform still, right?
Yeah, she was. And people try to use the whole she was off duty. Man, they miss me with that bullshit because I done heard plenty of cops say you're a cop 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a cop 24/7.
So,
now, okay, go ahead.
She walked into this man's house. This is the wrong house. It's very easy to see. I had a hell of a time in my 20s. At no point ever have I ever walked into somebody else's house and thought it wasn't mine. I might have walked in and thought, oh shit, this is different. this is not where I'm supposed to be, but I've never just continually thought it wasn't mine. I might have grabbed the door, but immediately I was like, oh, you know what? This don't feel right. You telling me after a 15-hour shift, you was that tired to where you walked to the wrong floor, walked in the wrong house that allegedly smelled like weed, and you didn't know none of that? It was a nigga in his, probably in his drawers, eating ice cream, and you decided to shoot him, and we're supposed to just take that as it's an accident? Ain't no fucking.
Her first instinct was to shoot him. They be on that shit. They be on that super predator shit, man. Like he's since it seemed like from the pictures he's bigger in stature than Amber Geiger. So that fear is already there. Like he's gonna turn into Super Saiyan Hulk and rip her apart, even with her having at least 5 ways of neutralizing him on her person. All of which she is trained to do. You're trained to use. Go ahead.
No negotiation skills. She was in her home. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that she did walk in the wrong house. I don't believe there was a conversation. She probably, as soon as she saw that nigga, she popped a couple rounds into him, pop, 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 and then came up with the story and said that she tried to work it out and she was confused. She killed that man. The Dallas Police Department covered that shit up.
Yep.
They went and did everything they could to throw her as many softballs as they could so she could hit shit out the park.
All true. All true.
She got to the jury. They picked a jury that had a bunch of agreeable Negroes. The agreeable Negroes set up and listened to this family buck dance and talk about forgiveness and everything else. They put a fucking crackhead on the stand. A crackhead on the goddamn stand as a character witness for this bitch. You can't make shit up. They put a fucking crackhead on the stand.
Seriously.
Everything pointed to this bitch is guilty. Let's look at these text messages. Oh, you a racist bitch too? Oh, we got you dead to rights. And this black woman said she didn't want to give her 28 years.
Well, fuck you. I mean, I'm not one of the jurors. I can say that to the both of them. I mean, you know.
Other case, you can't compare this case to any of those other officers killing unarmed black men. Those officers that kill unarmed black men, when they got out, they went back to living their life. Amber Geiger, ever since she killed that man, she has not been the same.
I don't even think she believed that shit. Kill me.
Who gives a fuck? She shouldn't be. That's the thing. She shouldn't be the same. She took a man's life. She took a young black man's life, knowing what kind of character she had. I mean, shit is all over the place. It's on her Pinterest. It was in those text messages. It's like saying, okay. I got a Facebook page, but I hate white people all over it. I hate white people all over it. All of a sudden, I get in a fight with a white man, I kill him. What are they gonna do? They're gonna go to my social media, see if they can find any sign of any maliciousness toward that archetype. And when they find all that stuff, guess what? I hated white. My motive was I hated white people.
Yeah, they're gonna use that shit to bury you. And that's exactly what they should have done. What they did was they had a panel full of agreeable niggas, this agreeable nigga family. They came out here talking about forgiveness, love, and the Lord and everything else. And they waxed this woman down to 10 years, which she's only going to do a fraction of that 10 years. I know that she's supposed to be eligible for parole, 5? But from the way they're talking, there will be an appeal in the process. And
she's going for an appeal.
And she won't even get that. And how fucking convenient is it that this brother Jonathan passed away? He was murdered. He was assassinated. And I'm gonna put the tinfoil hat on today.
That man wasn't passed away. He was forced away. Yes, Joshua Brown. Joshua.
Yeah.
Yes, Joshua Brown. The kid was wearing a light blue Dragon Ball Z shirt who could barely get through his testimony because of what he remembers about Botham Jean. He said he can remember hearing them every morning singing either gospel music or Drake because Botham Jean was a Drake fan. Yeah, he was a key witness. He was a key witness in that, and his testimony was key to getting Amber Geiger convicted. And he was murdered. He was murdered. He was shot. He was shot in the mouth, and he was shot in his heart.
And what's crazy about that is that being shot in the mouth. I mean, if you remember them old ass mafia movies, that shit was a message like a motherfucker.
It's the execution style. Yes, that kind of killing was meant to send a message. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to dismiss it as a kid who had a vendetta against them. But I mean, just the fact that you're already trying to work this angle is damage control because automatically everybody thinks foul play is afoot, and everybody has a right to feel that way. Yes, we think it's foul play, and it has something to do with that case because there was another witness. There was another witness that got fired from her job for recording the video. It was retaliation.
That is right. They sure did fire her ass. Let me see if we can pull that up.
Yeah. So one side's forgiving because I guess their family is in a good place. One person got snuffed out, and one person they're in the process of trying to ruin her life. It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. It's like it's no redemption for the victim. There's never any redemption for the victim. So I got a question, Donnie. You think Joshua Brown's parents are gonna forgive his killer?
So my understanding is, I obviously no off tops. My understanding is that Joshua Brown's mother has basically sent a shout out to a bunch of influential Black people to speak and say that that man had no enemies. He wasn't in the streets. He had a regular ass job. He was a regular everyday dude. So at this point, I think there is a $100,000 reward out for anybody with information on it.
Well, you can't go to the Dallas Police Department. I believe they're compromised to the T. I mean, is this from my coverage of this story? It just seems to me that the Dallas Police Department is corrupt. It's just corrupt. You had an interview with a lady saying that every day, like, is the same as it was where she moved from. In the Dallas area, you always hear about cops killing people. Yeah. And didn't the guy that Amber Geiger was sexting with, didn't he kill somebody?
Yeah, he killed a Black man himself. So let's go down that list. So let me see. I'm gonna show my screen real quick so you can see what I'm looking at. I'm gonna show this screen. All right. What do you see?
Dallas Police Chief, 25 officers under investigation for social media posts. Oh boy.
So basically what happened here is you got 25 Dallas cops caught being racist white supremacists online.
Well, we knew that would happen. So, I mean, they're so entrenched in the system, man. I just think that I'm starting to think that they're just generally corrupt. So, wow.
Here, some of Dallas police officers post in the database celebrate police use of force. Others are critical of groups such as Muslims, women, and transgender peoples. This is a police force that apparently has a history of being racist, that is out here on some white supremacist bullshit. And you then have a police officer Amber Geiger, who walked into a black man's house and shoots him while he's at home enjoying his night. That tells
So
me, in all honesty, if I just want to be, if I just want to be that nigga tonight, I think there's a lot more going on than this bitch just walked in the wrong house. It was something to it.
mm, yeah, um, yeah, it definitely is more than I walked to the wrong apartment. I mean, but I'll tell you what, it's not. I don't think he was sleeping with her.
It could have been anything. It could have been something as simple as she tried to make an advance towards the man, and he kept it moving, and she let that shit sit in her heart. It could have been, somebody she just seen in the parking lot. Um, Whatever it was, I don't think it was a coincidence that she just happened to walk into a black man's house. I don't.
Mm. I mean, she's a police officer. She's supposed to have some kind of investigative skills and observation. It's just no excuse to me, like at all. It just she fucked up and murdered somebody. Like that. That's all there is to it. She murdered someone. He's gone. He never has another chance to do anything else. Period. He's gone.
Mhm.
And I will say one thing about the mother. She did say that both of life was worth more than 10 years. She said that she supports her family, which she kind of has to, and we can all appreciate women like that. I mean, but guys, no, there's no way I want to be somebody's friend. No, I don't want to be a damn friend. I know both of them wasn't my brother, but I mean,
I
so, but still, it's just go ahead.
Yeah, the whole thing is yeah. Oh, so Alchemy said it was an initiation, maybe. You know what? That's what I believe, love. I believe it was possibly an initiation into some kind of white supremacist group or getting her ass good with the fellas. She's a woman, so women got to do extra shit. Um, they probably said they was gonna work it out, and you see this bitch is finna sit her ass in jail. Look at this shit. 25 Dallas police officers under investigation for allegedly posting racist, threatening content on Facebook.
See, uh, I mean, I don't know if I was a family member and I lost my brother to a police officer, I would probably like this is my mentality. I'll probably delve into what that police department was all about. Period. And here we are. Now it's like this whole thing where the Dallas Police Department, has this white supremacist subculture. So with that, that should be taken into consideration. And I'm just saying, look at her Pinterest account. Just look at that. It's like all the signs are right there. Complaining about Colin Kaepernick, uh, uh, saying stuff like "I'll shoot you." Um, I'm wearing black because I'm already dressed for your funeral. I mean, yeah, it's like all signs point to yes, I will kill someone.
Without a ounce of thought put into it, and then when I see you niggas in court, I'm gonna cry, and y'all gonna come play in my.
Yeah, play like the fiddle, like the goddamn fiddle. Can I have a hug, please? I don't know if that's possible, but can I? No, dude, you should not have done that. I mean, it's like people are gonna say it's his business. If he wants to deal with it that way, let him deal with it. There's no need to hold on to the bitterness. But it's like, when is it gonna stop? When is it gonna stop? This kind of thing has been going on for centuries.
Well, the problem is, especially in our community, black people have this ingrained mentality of turn the other cheek. And this is just one more step in the evolution of turn the other cheek. Uh, you've already heard me say I had an issue with MLK, right? Because MLK is the only black leader that they've ever really promoted to us because he had a whole narrative of turn the other cheek. Hey, listen, they might whoop our ass, but we're gonna stand out here and march. Now they're gonna be holding up this Botham Jean case or Botham Jean. Well, how the fuck you say it? They're gonna be holding up this case as the standard for what to do in a police brutality situation.
Yeah, they're gonna use Botham Jean's memory like they've used Martin Luther King Jr.'s memory, and both of which that white supremacists killed, took out, both of which. So I want the viewing audience to understand that, when we refer to Botham Jean and Martin Luther King, even if they got both guys promoted peace, and I don't know what Botham John could have been one of them dudes. Like, man, look, he could have been one of them no nonsense guys. I mean, he's smiling in the pictures because he's in professional settings. They said that he was super religious, but maybe he wasn't as docile as his brother. I mean, maybe he was one of those stand up guys who stood up for themselves. That shakes people, right? So, but Martin Luther King, yeah, he promoted peace through nonviolence. Even if they hit you, they train activists to put up with it. Um, and yes, they instead of Malcolm X, instead of people like Marcus Garvey, they uplifted Martin Luther King as their figure because he promoted nonviolence, forgiveness, working with people peacefully. Now, I will say this about Martin Luther King. At the end of his life, before he was assassinated, he did acknowledge his mistake. He said that he should not have gone for desegregation. He should have went for, just for them to stop hurting us and for them to stop killing us. But
Right,
he
right.
was, yeah, but he was killed shortly afterwards. So
It was a lesson that he had to learn, and the lesson that he learned cost him his life because once he did learn that lesson, you think that FBI wasn't all over that shit?
yeah, but but at the end of the day, here's the lesson that we'll learn. Uh, all the forgiveness in the world seemingly is not stopping them from killing us. It's not stopping. We see, ever since slavery ended, the general consensus of blacks in America just wanted to be left alone. And it's still, and it's killing and this nonsense is still happening. The least you could do, the very least you could do is not forgive these motherfuckers. It's like, you ain't got to hurt them. You ain't got to touch them. You ain't got to kill them. But shoot, don't forgive them. Jesus. Always remember.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? With all of this, it basically tells anybody who's looking to kill a black person who has an interaction with a black person, they have this understanding that now, whatever the outcome is, one, they will be racially protected, right? White supremacy is going to be racially protected, period, point blank. At the end of the day, they're going to get to court. Even if they're found guilty, all they need to do is seem remorseful, seem sorry, and prey on black people and their love of God, and getting the other cheek turned. And maybe, just maybe, they'll only do a limited amount of time.
Yeah, well, here's what's going on with this, and this is why I've said in the past that movies like Birth of a Nation were very important. Despite all the outside shit that was going on with that, it was important because it showed you one key detail: what the Bible was used for. Because the slaver discovered that Matt could read. It's like, okay, you can read, but you're only allowed to read this one book. And she gave him the Bible. The reason why he went on a tour from plantation to plantation, because there was unrest. and he bared witness to some of the brutal practices that slavers dished out on their slaves.
Right.
And the reason why he was brought there was to calm the unrest and to turn them to God.
Yeah.
And
The Bible was used and it always has been used as a tool of the conquerors in order to make the conquered people docile and weak. If you look back to the original scriptures that they really used back in slavery, all of the scriptures really relied around slavery, being enslaved. If you are a slave, you need to follow your earthly master because your heavenly master wills it so. Once you pass away, once you go on beyond the pearly gates, then the kingdom of heaven is yours. You'll walk on gold streets. You'll have everything you need. You just need to be subservient in this life until you can get to heaven's door. And that kept slaves very much docile. Just like you were saying, in that movie, they sent him from plantation to plantation because he was to calm the other slaves with these scriptures because they didn't give them the whole Bible to read and they didn't teach them to read well enough to really just be on some
they didn't teach them to read at all.
some interpretation.
Yes.
But yeah, they didn't teach them to read at all. But it was a few slaves that they did teach some bits and pieces too. But yeah, for the most part, they weren't teaching slaves. But they were giving them scriptures on how to be docile, subservient slaves, and that shit passed onward and down the line. So if you look at a lot of people, they are Christians, and if you ask them why are you a Christian, what is their response? Why do you go to church? Well, my mama, my dad, my grandma, my grandpa before that grandpa. It was passed down to you from the conqueror who took you, brought you to this land and enslaved you with the religion that makes you subservient to white people. So really, in your core, you are ingrained with being docile and subservient to white people. That's why when this shit pop off, you want to go and kill a nigga if he do some shit to your family. You want to body slam him. You gonna fuck him up in the courtroom. He ain't gonna make it out that motherfucker alive.
But I will say this: they deserve it as well. They did deserve that. I mean, especially if a black man strikes against you, there's a certain amount of betrayal if you care about your blackness that goes along with that. Well, what I'm saying is that's not the wrong move. But I see what you're saying, Donnie. Yeah, we ready to go at a black man. No problem.
Yeah, motherfuckers will go to war with a black person. A white person, it's always a forgiveness angle. It's always an angle of I'm gonna let go and let God. I'm tired of this shit. Set this motherfucker on fire. And I feel like it's true. White people are not going to learn until you give them legitimate consequences. This wasn't a legitimate consequence, right? So they know that they can kill you and really walk away. This Amber Geiger chick was finna walk away. What the father said, I would like to be your friend. There's no real consequences here.
No.
That bitch gonna get to jail and be a fucking martyr. A living martyr. You think Amber Geiger was gonna go to jail as a cop and be in trouble? The Aryan Nation motherfucker gonna giving her cupcakes and cigarettes. She gonna be good.
Man, ain't conjugal visits. she gonna have it just fine. Whatever time she got to serve. She gonna have soft Dacron pillows, 400 thread fiber sheets. Like she gonna have all that shit.
It's the shit that kill me on a daily basis. Motherfuckers walking around acting tough in the streets with Amber Geiger ass out here getting hugs. I can't believe that shit.
Shit, George Zimmerman still walking around here. Shit, signing Skittles bags at white supremacist rallies. Yeah, this is where we are. This is where we are. We have accepted. We have accepted our inferiority, because that's all it is. That's in the grand scheme of things, and how society perceives every civilization. Yes, that's how it is. Like we are viewed as a conquered society, or we're letting everybody know that we're conquered. I don't. They're still afraid of us, and that's for a reason. So that doesn't make us completely conquered, but the mentality that was displayed in that courtroom that day, that's a bad look. Period. We just need to have the balls enough to admit that.
Let me see here. I thought I done caught something else. Let's take a look and see what good old Bertram is talking right here. Because this basically, they're going on a press tour at this point, right?
Oh, you talking about Brant?
Yeah, Bertram, not well, Brant too, but the whole Jean family is going on a press tour. So these niggas is going on Dr. Phil soon, or they'll be airing on Dr. Phil soon.
Don't get surprised. You know how I visit. That's the Holy Spirit is good. Because I have the same sentiments if I had to walk. And I want to make some closing remarks, some closing statements. What was on my mind, I could not believe that God.
I ain't got to translate it. Can you understand what this man talking about?
I can make it out as basically the Lord something.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, they might have been on there actually already.
At the hearing, you gave the impact statement, correct?
Yes.
During that, you asked if you could hug her.
I don't know if this is possible, but can I give her a hug, please?
I thought it was a very Christian thing to do. Would both of them have endorsed that? Both of them would have endorsed that. Did you think about that at the time? Because you were thinking, this was not.
Listen, family. Listen, family. I just want to be very clear here. Donnie will never endorse that. So if Donnie ends up getting killed, burn this bitch down. I'm gonna proceed back to the
For the cameras, this wasn't for anybody. This was you, your heart, and both of them, right?
I thought the cameras were off, and I was just talking to her. So, see, in my mind, if I'm going to say I forgive her, I shouldn't be able to not do these things that I would do.
If both of them's watching this, Dad, what's your son say about that?
My family's full of sellouts.
Well, please, what's he say about it?
Yeah, both of them is exactly that kind of person. He always saw the positive side. So I think he would have endorsed it. What I don't want people to think of it is that it was done for any publicity. Brant is not a child who wants publicity. We didn't know what he was going to do. In fact, when we were asked whether we wanted to say anything to her, we declined. And when Brant says, yes, I want to, I was like, what are you going to say?
Right.
He said, Mommy, I just need to go. And he was headstrong about going.
It meant something to you. This was not for publicity. This was for you and your heart.
Yeah. I don't want to live the rest of my life saying, I hate you. I wish I could get you back. It just clears your mind. It frees me knowing that it's settled. You pay yes for what you did, but in my heart, I know I am free. If you truly are sorry, I know I can speak for myself. I forgive you. And
Kev.
Yeah.
Well, if this was your family, right? How would you feel about your family making these statements after your untimely demise?
I'm gonna say it like this because I love and I respect my family, but unfortunately, being brutally honest requires that you do say things despite the fact that it might make people mad. Is that I would look down. First of all, granted that possibility, I would know the truth of everything, just like Botham John now knows the truth of everything. And just like my friend who just passed away, he knows the truth of everything right now. Through all of that, I would probably say it's a weak look. That's weak. Period. It's one thing for St. Lucians to do it, something like that. It's another thing for the American black, the African American, the melanated that reside in this part of the world. It's another thing for us to do it after everything that has happened. And for my family, really, I don't think that's possible anyway, because we're from Montgomery, Alabama. We were in the thick of everything, especially my father. My father ain't gonna sit up there on the stand and say, "I would like to be your friend." No, that's not gonna happen, because he's had that experience. He knows what the fuck is up. My mom does too. I mean, my mom is she's one of those praying people too, but no, she's not gonna say anything like that. No, she's not gonna be like, nah. It would, but just for the discussion's sake, yeah, I would think it was a very weak look. It just don't do it. I wouldn't completely, very little surprises me these days, but I would definitely not support that. And now, if they were to be asked in an interview, oh, you think Kevin would go along with this forgiveness? Like, would he have forgiven them? And if they turn around and say, well, yeah, Kevin would forgive them, they're lying. Don't say no shit like that. Say these fuckers deserve to be punished. Period.
Black people need to appear and announce forgive. Black people as a whole need to stop getting on TV, and whether they're offering you the bag, whether they are telling you, hey, you need to just let go and let God, or whatever the case is, we need to stop getting on TV and announcing forgiveness. This shit happens almost every time a black person is in the media and in a fucked up position, has been murdered in cold blood. You see his family members come up there and do a little jig for the white public and say they forgive them. I'm tired of it. What has forgiveness gotten you, black people? What has forgiveness and turning the other cheek gotten you as a whole? Because I don't see these murders slowing down.
No.
I don't see, white people taking accountability for their actions. I see them getting worse, and I see them getting bolder.
Yeah, that seems to happen with every president. I mean, it's just it has to be something that said, these people have been emboldened as of late, and it only seems to be getting worse. I think that he'll be reelected, and I think it's going to embolden him even more. So I would say go ahead and use your go ahead and use your rights. Get some protection and just hope for the best. That's all I can say. Because someone can literally walk into your house and kill you and say it's a mistake and get a super light sentence, which we know she probably isn't going to serve that entire sentence.
No, she'll get an appeal, and that appeal is going to give her some time served. You just go out into the community and donate your time and your efforts. Go take some photo ops with these niggas. But at the end of the day, she's gonna walk away from this shit with not much have happened to her, and it's crazy because I just remember growing up and my mother, my grandmother, all basically the women of my family, uh, t- doing so much to warn me of the impending doom I face as a black man in this world. My father told me to keep my head up. Whatever comes, I'm gonna deal with it. But my mother always tried to instill this dynamic of staying out of trouble in particular ways, right? So don't get into confrontations. Don't stay out too late. Just stay at home. Don't go into the streets. So as a black man, the moment I step out of the house and go anywhere, I am likely to be stopped and harassed by the police. If I'm in the wrong part of town, if I'm in the wrong part of the neighborhood, I could be charged or accused of sexual assault, rape, right? I could be accused of killing and murdering someone. I could be accused of robbing someone. I could just be shot by the police just by walking. But now you're telling me I can't even be in my own fucking home, hidden away from the world, because at any point in time, a white man can walk his ass in or a white woman can walk her ass in, shoot me dead to rights. And I'm going to have a juror potentially say something to the effect of, I'm not going to give them 28 years because that these other people can walk away. Nothing going to happen. And they just go about their lives. But not Amber Geiger.
Yeah, it seemed like there's a lot of buck dancing going on. I already bring up the Judge Tammy Kemp, which that was very, very bad form. Now, if you want to include the narrative of black people that have all buck dance in this situation, you have to include the police chief. You have to include that Texas Ranger. You have to include the previous DA, the one before John Crezote, Faith Johnson. And you have to consider Judge Tammy Kemp. You have to, it's, man, like for real, any one of those officials that have gone public have not really gone at Amber Geiger like that. The only two that have gone at Amber Geiger was S. Lee Merritt, the attorney for both of John's family, which I'm not really clear on his position on the forgiveness, but he's their attorney, so he has to be professional about it. But he's but he's also released a statement because he's blown away by Joshua Brown's murder. Like, wow. And John Crezote was the one that pushed for a murder charge when they charged her with manslaughter, because it's always manslaughter when you're killing a black man. It's always manslaughter.
It's an accidental death. I feared for my life. He was sitting in a chair eating ice cream, and that rocky road, it goes straight to my thighs. I feared for my thighs.
He went Super Saiyan Hulk, and I had no choice but to discharge my firearm. Like, the fuck out of here. Shit.
This is where we are. This is where we are as a community. And we have niggas like this coming out here saying, turn the other cheek. I at this point, it kind of makes you say, not even kind of make you say, I fully understand when you have these more radical thinking people where they say, kill, get rid of, fuck the coons. Coons are detrimental to society.
I wouldn't say kill them.
You got to get rid of them. It's late in the day. I'm not advocating anybody kill a coon or anything like that. What I mean by that is you got to ostracize these people from society because they are coming in and fucking us over in a real way. Every time we take a step, they push us back 3 steps.
Push us back 3 steps. The The only thing that I wouldn't suggest is we dwindle our numbers even further. I mean, they're all worse people. You have to live. I mean, when you say the ones that are detrimental and set us back, you also have to include the criminal element as well. A lot of people a lot of people on our side love that criminal element, but I never understand when you use that, coon narrative. Why is it that these guys that actually hurt our neighborhoods and our chances to achieve some form of financial stability, why these guys are never referred to as coons?
Let's dive into that, right? So
Yeah.
you have a certain element of criminal activity in the black community, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of that's due to the school to prison pipeline, right? White supremacy in general, B, right? And then unfair policing practices that go on in the black community. So
Now, I do agree. People like, let me give you an example, Sheriff David Clark of Milwaukee County, that guy. Yes, our that guy. He's let people die in his jail, not prison, jail.
that
He
man
was,
is a super coon.
yes, he pushed the Blue Lives Matter thing like he was very public, back to Blue Lives Matter. He was the poster child for that. And I mean, these are around the times where Betty Shelby killed Terrence Crutcher.
He's always struck me as one of those dudes who seemed like he went over the top. He did above and beyond in order to try and differentiate himself from the other blacks. Don't let me in with them niggas. See what I do? See what I do, boss? Look, boss, I do's this, and you can't let me in with these niggas. I go hard on these niggas. See, I'm different from these niggas, and that's how he's always stood out to me as that kind of person.
And let me tell you this though. Let me tell you this though. These guys that be hard in the street, that claim like the ones it be the guys that they claim all these sets and gangs, and they're the ones that tell people like me and you that we talk like white dudes. You get in a work setting with these guys and you have a white supervisor, guess what they're doing? Man, y'all better be quiet. Here he come.
I have seen that. I've seen the triple OG, double OG, hood nigga you could ever see. Code switch real fucking quick and be kissing the white boss ass, and I'm going
so I didn't make that remark that I didn't make that remark for nothing. All the one I said earlier about the guys that actually harm the community, sell harmful stuff, because when they get in an employment setting, they tune change real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me put you
broken by the system.
Yeah.
to steal a play from Rogers' book, a lot of them dudes are broken by the system. Some of them dudes have been in and out of jail, caught probation, and they've just been broken. That's the slave that they didn't took out back, and they didn't hit with the whip 25 times, and he didn't came with a whole new tune. Those dudes would be detrimental because they're broken. They're broken. But a lot of times they put us in a position to where you get fucked. Go ahead.
They're the guys
gonna say something.
And that they're the guy, the horses and shotguns making the slave. Massa.
Right.
Goddamn gun in your hand. You go ahead and take out Massa now.
Blame David Clark.
I swear.
So we got the Nappy Yankee. Let's see what the brother man said. He said, once again, blame David Clark's family. Not excusing a 60-year-old fool, but read the cover story of the Milwaukee magazine. This buck dancing cycle is deep and goes back generations. Yeah, I believe that, bro. Buck dancing does go back generations, and just like I said earlier with Christianity, people are. Hey, Kingston Curls. Yeah, people are going back generations, buck dancing, and they've got it ingrained in their DNA at this point. I don't know much about David Clark's history. Do you know about his history? Let's see if we can look it up real quick.
Well,
Kev, you know anything about Clark's history?
no. I mean, Clark, because they always, and then he always sit up here and talk like this. Because there has been real 60s in forms of being unfairly treated. Uh, Domination and real loudly. That's nuts. But I think he since then. Once once they use you once they use you up, they throw. That's just a rule of law. If you and all your bucks in the pasture and they shoot you, metaphor, they throw you away.
Let me see here.
He said is maybe if you quit Milwaukee. Shoot.
I believe it.
Once again. Yeah.
Kingston Curl says Joshua was killed because the Baltimore lawyer advised the family to tap dance. Don't forget the Slytherin snake. So is that what they saying? They saying that liar, not lawyer. Is that what they saying? They saying that the lawyer for the Bothams advised them to go out there and tap dance. That's kind of tough. I want to know what kind of people you are to let a lawyer tell you that shit.
Yeah. No, Ashley Mayer is into that. I don't the road with that without anything real time. I would definitely even if he did, I don't think that courtroom for everyone to see.
That's a goddamn shame. That is a goddamn shame. Now this brother then got killed, and the woman got fired. So let's speak on that. Let's see if we can find Joshua Brown's testimony. No, that's not it. And they murdered this man. They said they don't know what the hell happened. Was he killed? Now he's same apartment complex, correct?
Mentioned that it was or both of them got killed.
Okay. Oh, they said, yeah. They said he was fatally shot outside his Dallas apartment. But that could have been a year ago. So they said out here is they didn't say exactly.
A witness to the trial, Officer Amber Becker was shot and killed Friday night. Joshua Brown's death comes 10 days after he gave key testimony in that case. Here's Meg Oliver. Dallas police say 27-year-old Joshua Brown suffered multiple gunshot wounds and was found lying on the ground in the parking lot of his apartment Friday night. Brown used to live in the same apartment complex as former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger and her victim. He was just across the hall from John that night in September 2018. followed by gunshots.
Let me see your hands.
Geiger was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Dallas police are still searching for a motive. Several witnesses say they saw a silver four-door sedan speed away from the apartment complex. The Dallas County prosecutor called Brown's testimony brave and said that he came forward to testify, Elaine, when others wouldn't. Still so many unanswered questions. Meg, thank you.
So what I was saying, I don't know if.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
No, what I was saying, I don't think they mentioned that it was a South Side. Saying, I don't know if you heard what I said.
No,
for me, was shot and killed. I probably. I don't know if it was the same.
This is crazy. This is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is.
They say,
yeah.
What's going on?
And fire because she put up made the police have changed the story.
Outside of Boston, she shot him. I made police have to change their story. Yeah, that sister, she better take her ass on a European vacation or something. These motherfuckers is not playing fair. That's exactly what's going on. They're not playing fair. So they're going through and eliminating the witnesses and pretending they don't know what's going on. It's got nothing to do with us. What you can't hop on when you're not a free Roger? Uh-oh, everybody, StreamYard's acting up. Yeah, basically, if that's the case, if the Dallas PD, the Dallas Police Department is out here really orchestrating these murders and killing these people, we got a whole lot going on in Dallas. What the black people in Dallas doing? Is anybody in there in Dallas? Usually we have Rain on there, and Rain is in Dallas trying to tell us what's going on. But I'm just curious what the environment is like out there right now, because this shit is insane to me. It doesn't make sense that a black man can sit in his house, a white woman walk away with it, and all these black people come out to testify, and all of a sudden they start missing and shit start happening to them. I'm chopping up bad. Y'all hear me better now? Can you hear me better now? Anybody respond? Kev, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, that must be the miss.
Experiencing.
Yo, to this day, I'm still trying to figure out how the fuck the lawyer thought it was a good idea to bring a crackhead up as a character witness.
Just trying anything.
Do you know any black people? Well, there is a black woman that I busted. Well, let's call her in. What'd you bust her for? Well, she was at a crack house. Huh? Okay, well, fuck it. We ain't got nothing else to lose. We ain't got shit.
What did she say? Did she say that? I think she's a good.
Basically, yeah. She said she was a good person. That the chick gave her a summons at the crack house, and she was nice to her. She played white woman Jesus,
Oh,
and the crackhead ran on about her day. And I'm sure shortly after, she walked about that trial. Some crack magically appeared in her hands, and she went on her crack way.
us it again.
Yeah, Kingston Curls. How Amber helped her. That
Wait a
white
minute.
woman.
What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Nothing happened to that black lady yet, has it?
Shit, not yet, but shit, she could be missing at this point. We don't know what the hell happened.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I heard earlier today, and I can't stay long, but I think this is important. And
For those
I was
listening, Roger from the Roger Report.
All right. I happened to be listening to Phil show. The name, what's the new name of his show? That I think is the African Diaspora News Network.
Oh, Phil Advice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, formerly known as Phil the Advice Show. I would happen to be listening to him earlier today, and he was reporting that the woman he was referring to her as Bunny. I don't know if that's her name or not, but she actually called in to interview with Phil, and there was a like other media outlets trying to get her to interview, but she only went on like a few media outlets, and Phil happened to be one of them. And basically, based on what he was saying, it sounded like she only talked to like black media outlets, and she was scared for her life. She had been receiving threats, and they say Joshua Brown had also been receiving threats as well. So looks like you know what I'm saying. Well, basically, what happened with her is she's the one that initially posted the video. That we know when there was in the beginning of this case, there was a video of Amber Guy walking around the apartment, and the police confiscated her video. So we don't know exactly everything that's on the video. All they showed was her pacing back and forth. So basically, the story is she actually took video right after she shot Botham Jean. So instead of like doing CPR or trying to help the guy, anything like that, she was pacing back and forth. She started hitting the phones, trying to figure out what should she do next and things like that. So it's very possible that and I'm just saying, putting two and two together, this is my personal theory. It is very possible that Amber Geiger meant to kill this dude. People are just unaware that they know each other because, like I said on your last show, maybe they had an issue in the laundry room. You know, maybe she was trying to park a car and she felt that Botham took the spot she was supposed to get. Who knows what happened between them? But they do live in the same building, so it's not out the realm of possibility that they have ran into each other and had a not so nice meeting with each other. They could have had an altercation of some kind. People are just unaware of it. But they do live in the same building, so that definitely could be the case. Now, the thing is, she goes in the apartment, she kills the guy. She know dead man can't tell no tales, so she ain't got to worry about him testifying. And she could have totally meant to do it, but the thing was, how do you do it without getting caught for it? So now, in the beginning, their story kind of changed up a little bit, because at first it was about she accidentally killed the guy, and then she started going through proper police procedures. But this tape of Amber Geiger pacing back and forth basically says that she didn't follow proper police procedures, because the first thing she should have did was call and get that guy some type of help. She obviously didn't do that, which of course is probably what she was claiming, but the story had to change because this video came out. So she couldn't claim that, yeah, I shot him, then I immediately tried to do CPR or anything like that. She couldn't even make that claim at that point because the video had came out.
Right.
Now,
the first thing you do is you start to scramble. And she's a police officer, so she's trying to figure out the best way to get out of this situation. She probably then went and contacted the people she felt like she could trust. And she thought she had a set plan in motion. But when these black people came out and busted her ass out, now she in scramble mode. Motherfuckers got to disappear.
Now, this is the other side. Now, Joshua Brown ended up getting killed, you know, and my theory is it's because he testified. If he's been receiving threats and he was afraid for his life, then yeah, he got killed because according to what's being said so far, it was execution style because they said he got shot one time in the chest and he got shot one time in the mouth, and now I'm hearing that story might change up. But the initial story is he got shot in the chest and he got shot in the mouth. When you shoot people like that, that's execution. I don't care what you say, period. So he got killed execution style. Somebody knew exactly what they was doing if a person's going to shoot people because that's not a normal random shooting. You don't get shot in the chest and mouth on normal random shootings. It don't roll like that. So my thing is whoever did it had to know exactly what they were doing. And if he actually got killed and this lady went into hiding because after she put this tape out there on social media, all her social media accounts ended up getting closed according to what Phil was reporting. And she used to sell clothes and things like that. So now she can't sell her clothes online and she lost her job. But so once it came back that she was the one that initially posted the video to social media. So with all this going on, my thing is, why would they kill Joshua Brown after she's already been convicted? Who cares at that point? Unless it's just I killed Botham John. Joshua may know a little something, but we gonna kill him just so black people won't even testify against the police. Period. We just got to make an example out of this dude. And who says the woman ain't gonna die? But at this point, she's in hiding. And there was a GoFundMe set up for her, where she was raised. I believe they said it might be up to like 40,000 now or something like that.
It was 40 to my check, but that was about 2 weeks ago, so she might be up to 100 at this point.
Well, she gonna need it now because she can't go home. Or I wouldn't advise her to go home because like I said, Joshua Brown got killed execution style. And the other tripped out thing is that Phil also reported that in Dallas, there's 3 police unions. There's a white police union, a black police union, and a Latino police union. So however the racism flows in that town, it's so bad the police can't even be in the same union. So that don't make a lot of sense.
Well, that's what we was talking about earlier. They recently had an investigation basically where they had caught 25 police officers on social media accounts acting a whole fucking fool, using threats, talking reckless about black people, minorities, people of color, using crazy ass memes, etc. So they have a culture of white supremacy embedded into their police force. So that don't sound too far off the mark at this point.
Yeah. So with everything I'm hearing, I just got to take it as she meant to kill him. And because I don't know if I mentioned on your last show, I might have, but even if I did, I'm gonna reiterate it. I once moved into a building. I once lived on the 2nd floor. I did my laundry in the basement. When I was new to that building, I did laundry one day. I came upstairs, but I went to the 1st floor instead of the 2nd floor. And you know what I did? I went into the apartment. And as soon as I went into the apartment, I saw a white woman that I know is my neighbor. You know what I'm saying? I know she didn't belong in my apartment because ain't no white woman supposed to be in my apartment. I looked around. I did not see my stuff. And so you know what I did? I apologized and backed out the apartment. So my thing is, Amber Geiger is a trained professional. She goes into places, she assesses the situation, she makes reaction. This is what she does for a living. So it is I personally cannot believe she went into an apartment that was not hers and could not figure out that it was not her apartment. I'm not gonna buy that story. I'm not accepting it. Cause any of us that have jobs, we can perform our jobs even when we're tired. There's some people that perform their jobs when they drunk. They shouldn't even be at work. And they do their job when they drunk. They do their job when they on cocaine and other drugs and things like that. So you can't tell me just because you were tired, you came in and you could not assess the fact that this was not your apartment. So my thing is, we don't know how she met John, but I bet I would be willing to bet money that was not the first time they made contact with each other. She just had to kill him in a way that it would make sense, especially if she found out what his name was. Because she found out his name and looked him up, she had to come up with a story that seemed plausible. And because the dude record is so good, she couldn't really say regular nonsense and mess because he wasn't no Pookie type person. He was too productive. I believe Kev reported. I believe he was an accountant. Is that correct, Kev?
Kev might. Yeah.
Okay, he might be away. But you know, Kev, this story has been covered on Black Men being brutally honest since the beginning, and I believe Kev reported that he was like an accountant, so he wasn't on no Pookie and Ray Ray type stuff. So at the end of the day, my theory now is she met him somewhere. They had an issue going on somewhere. We're just unaware that they knew each other. You know, as far as the public is concerned, because there were no traces of them knowing each other. But if you live in the same building, it is possible to know anybody in that building. Period. Can't nobody tell me different. You meet people on elevators sometimes. You can't say a person who lives in a building has no knowledge of another person. It's possible, but it's also very possible that you know somebody who lives, especially the floor immediately above you or below you. You definitely gonna know who those people are.
You meet them, you know, and going to the laundry room. You meet them, hell, walking out into the parking structure. It's a nod. You may never even speak to that person, but you're gonna see that person 3-4 times a month.
Exactly. So my thing is, it's hard for me to believe she did not recognize who he is because
on the left, the apartment
of
Amber Geiger, the former.
No, I'm just saying that it's hard for me to believe a person lives in any type of complex and you don't know the people exactly over you or exactly under you. Who does that? You may not talk to them, but you are usually very aware of who lives right around you. If people live on the sides of you, you know who those people are too. You know what I'm saying? You may not know their name, but you know who they are.
Okay.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, like I was away.
Okay. You got something for your screen?
Well, I gotta step away, fellas. But I had to jump in and get that off my chest real quick. I mean, it can't be too many coincidences for people that don't know nothing about each other. I'm sorry, it's 4 people involved that supposedly don't know each other. Everything ain't a coincidence, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
I mean, powerful, brother, powerful. Thank you, Raj. Appreciate you coming on. Make sure you come back, brother.
Oh, you know what? Real quick too. And as far as the church and the Bible is concerned, man, let's not forget that eye for an eye part and 2 for. You know what I mean?
Eye for eye. We was talking about. I was talking with this Kev earlier. They gave Samson super strength so he can go out and commit genocide on a whole group of people. The Bible just wasn't about taking ass whoopings, but
exactly. And God has instructed many people in the Bible to go kill other people. So even he understands that everybody ain't a good person. People have been instructed to go kill nations of people. So you can. I mean, I'm a person that believes in the Bible, but if you go say what the Bible says, you got to keep in mind the Bible's got a whole lot of talking about taking people out. So you know what I'm saying? Now slaves and all that, yeah, you only told to read certain parts, but let's not forget the Bible do talk about taking people out. Mm-hmm. You know, I can't remember exactly what nation it was, but I remember one set of instructions was go over there, kill everybody in there, and the men, women, children, and even the animals. God to check a situation. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna leave it at that and I'm gonna head on out. Y'all have a good night, but I'm gonna still be listening. Peace out.
All right. I mean, yeah, that man, he's not telling no lies out. Like I said earlier, Jesus was whooping ass. They came up in that church and Jesus was whooping ass. He was turning tables over. He wasn't playing that turn the other cheek game. But they always put that on black people because that's what we're supposed to do. You're not supposed to raise up and use your King Kong nigga superpowers. Kingston Curl gonna say, I can't believe Steve co-signed it. How the hell you can't believe Steve Harvey co-signed some cooning?
What?
That's what that
shit.
That big tooth nigga, that's all. Aha! Aha! That big tooth
Now
nigga,
look at
that's
that
all that.
camera. Now looking at and tell the world. Man,
I can't let my people down. What would they fire me? They gonna fire me? Well, I guess I guess I wasn't keeping the tap dancer hard enough for Massa. Oh, that nigga! I know he was. Let him go. I know they was sick when they let him go. Hold on, you know what? I'm gonna take this. Have y'all seen Godfrey imitate Steve Harvey? The comedian Godfrey, that motherfucker is hilarious. Hold on, let me see. This shit had me in stitches.
Davidson.
Oh, Kate Beckinsale.
What are you?
Kate Beckinsale. What movie?
We were asking.
Kate Beckinsale. You were asking and we answered and you're like, what the fuck?
No. You got Kate Beckinsale.
He jumped at the mic. I just
He
said.
jumped at the mic.
Wait, Kate Beckinsale. She was.
Survey set.
I'm gonna look at that answer.
Survey set.
Why is this nigga always surprised?
Yeah.
Like, nigga, you know what they said.
Yeah.
That shit. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh
That
no.
fucking Steve Harvey be like,
He'd be like,
what your ass say? Yeah. I mean, she said, you mean to tell your man she said, yeah,
party.
so they said, the hell was that? Yeah.
Now, as funny as that shit is, that nigga got Steve Harvey's mannerisms down to a T. But if you look at the way Steve Harvey talks and moves, he is literally cooning. This man, his eyes get big. Oh, hell no.
Big Kool-Aid.
That nigga. I know Steve is under that MK. I heard the Steve Harvey show pays that nigga in butter biscuits. He get watermelon and butter biscuits for every episode he do. That's a damn shame. Well, you know, at this point, I'm finna take my ass in here to bed. It's late here on my piece of the world. Kev, you got anything else you want to drop? You want to drop some knowledge for your final statement?
Yeah, you can hear all this because I'm having a bad connection.
Oh.
Or docile. And right now, from the guys are making us look not willing to forgive. Just remember that. Have nothing tangible to nation was ever on how well your enemy. And from what I can tell you, I don't give that in the middle of the court. It's just a bad 5 years as the what saying is this to get it together. Forgive this thing, it's not gonna work. Just like so that's it for now. Say check out my YouTube and and Roger. Bye for now.
Boom. Much appreciated, Kev. Thank you as always for coming on. This is the man that really pushed me to get back on YouTube. So I got to thank him for that, getting this show. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be shit. In any event,
you give me
this all the time. Maybe I don't give you enough credit. But really, I say this all the time. If a white man kills me, the police officers kill me, if I die in some situation where it looks suspect, burn that bitch down. Burn that bitch down. Don't forgive. If you see my family up there talking about can't we all just get along? Can I hug you? I want you to go out and do some voodoo. I want you to raise my spirit up from the dead so I can come and haunt this motherfucker. Because this shit ain't tolerated at this point in my legacy, in my lifeline. My kids will know it. My wife will know it. Everybody will know I don't play this forgiveness shit. My kids, I don't expect them to play this forgiveness shit. We burning shit down. Aside from that, it's real disheartening to see that black people are still out here in 2019 still kissing white people's asses to this extreme. I don't know if maybe we got it wrong. Maybe the Jean family was threatened, or the Jean family. I'm sorry. Maybe they was threatening. They feared for their lives. I'm the type of nigga that you just gonna have to kill me because I'm not hugging the motherfucker who killed my brother on national TV for everybody to see and talk about. But aside from that, I'm done with my little rant. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. As per usual, this is You Ain't Shit for Watching. And I know it several times during tonight's show, you said myself or Kev or Roger wasn't shit. Well, you ain't shit for watching. Y'all have a lovely evening.